Welcome everybody, I'm ClarityGGTV and I'm bringing you our first session of Vampire the Masquerade Philadelphia by Night for our Tabletop Tuesdays. I'm joined with quite a bunch of our friends. I can't wait to show you all we've been working on this week and I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to hand it off to our friend Spira, who is our storyteller for this evening.
The Toreador Cassandra Wyatt has received permission from the Prince of Philadelphia to throw a gala and gallery event at which she will proclaim herself the new Harpy of the city. A Harpy is a social leader for the political party known as the Camarilla. As a new Harpy, she's more interested in getting her fingers into the business of the younger kindred, or vampires, in the city than those whose prowess and influence she's already familiar with and has seniority to hers. That is why each of the players this evening, as well as a dozen or so influential humans, have been invited. Now, as the Camarilla's powers and place of position have been fluctuating over the recent years in Philadelphia, there is not a resident keeper of Elysium. Elysium is basically a safe zone where specific kindred powers and general violence are prohibited. So, although Cassandra has claimed the gallery as Elysium for the evening, there is no officiate present to enforce that. Still, breaking the masquerade, the secret of kindred, in front of humans would lead to serious consequences should the prince or any other official of the city's Camarilla become aware. Let's do our basic character intros.
I'm called Gideon of Clan Ventru. In life, I enjoyed success in the world of big business through ruthless efficiency and cutthroat tactics. This is why I was chosen to carry this dark gift of immortality. My sire was Edgar Callahan. Accused of organizing a coup in our former home of Boston, Edgar, regrettably, was sentenced to meet the sun, while I, through some fast talking and calling in of old favors, was exiled from my home. I arrived in Philadelphia just recently with the promise of a new beginning to my own life and new opportunities to seize.
Next we'll have Lava Cookie Love as Charmaine.
I will be playing a Taiwan dance teacher with a background not exactly of the Camarilla lineage. She has a twin sister as her retainer and will be bringing along selective students from her studio in Philadelphia to the gala. It's just up the street a bit. These students are both human and vampire in kind, the humans naive to the unlife, and the kindred are coming to present themselves to the Harpy along with the twins. She hopes to present the rest of her trip to the possible new Harpy to gain her eye and respect, as well as claiming her and her dance studio's position within society, hoping to frivolously perform in front of everybody and catch the guests' eye.
I am Freak Show, and I'll be playing the character Connor McDevitt, a Malkavian. He was a investigator, a private eye, and got a little too close to the truth, so his sire asked the prince to embrace me, kind of as a joke, because he thought that shit was funny. Unfortunately, me and him do not get along super well, and I think things will turn out very interesting, and again, thank you for viewing.
Next we'll have Zabani as Anton.
My name is Anton Damiani. While I was in law school, I came down with a terrible sickness. When conventional medicine proved ineffectual, I turned to the occult. This drew the gaze of the sorceress clan Tremere. They saved my life by taking it, and I am now sworn to them as both a lawyer and a blood mage, and I'm working my way up the ranks of the Tremere.
Next we have Silvertongue as Anthony.
All right. My name is Anthony Toussaint. I am in life and in undeath, an aspiring chef, destined to be the greatest there ever was. My sire, Verdania Blumenkranz, recognized my talent and embraced me practically on the spot. Once accustomed to immortality, I left my blooming, now blossoming restaurant in LA in the capable hands of my former sous chef to travel the world for new recipes, particularly those involving blood. I studied under great masters thanks to the sway of my sire, and have now recently entered Philadelphia, hoping to start a second restaurant.
Hey guys, my name's Revolver C. I'll be playing your Nosferatu for this campaign. If you don't know what a Nosferatu is, think of ghouls from like Fallout 3. We're disfigured humans, kind of the bastards of the vampire world, ostracized and whatnot. But I was a private detective in life, and in unlife I work as an information bookie. I gather things which are hard to gather, And unfortunately, my character, Deckard, suffer from an addiction to heroin, so I need to feast on the blood of the heroin addicts within the city.
And last but not least, we have Chard as Roland.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Roland, and I used to be an eco-terrorist and a drug dealer at the same time. Trying to fund my cause, I needed to find a way to make money, and dealing drugs was kind of the way of doing it. I used to travel to the Middle East and to South America. Now, I'm finally coming out of hiding after a big explosion in the United States after going after a federal building and trying to get back into the society of vampires.
To get our story started, we have Connor and Gideon are just arriving at the front entrance of the gala in front of one of the bodyguards. Here we are at the gallery. And as we get started, you're also going to meet the bouncer.
So Gideon hops out of a cab. I tip the driver and take a look at the address that I was given from my smartphone from somebody in the know in Philadelphia. I have just arrived in the area looking to make some new connections and to embark on the next part of my journey after being unceremoniously driven from Boston. I look around the surrounds of this fancy art gallery and look for the crowd outside, waiting for an opportunity to get some one-on-one time with the bouncer.
The bouncer sees you and seems to recognize you, so he motions you over.
I cross the street and approach the bodyguard. Good evening.
Invitation?
I have nothing on paper. Maybe you have a list, Gideon?
Let me check. The bouncer looks at a list in front of him, scans a few lines, and nods. He opens the door for you. He also hands you a badge and tells you that you need to head up to the third floor lounge.
I take it and secret it into my pocket and start to move past the velvet rope.
As he's entering, I'd like to come around the building from one of the obscure alleys Philadelphia is known for. This one didn't smell too bad. And I wander heading towards the direction of the gallery. I feast my eyes upon this massive muscled man in a very dapper suit. And I kind of mosey on over to his direction and look him up and down, and I'm assuming he's going to look me up and down.
The bouncer puts his hand out and presses against your chest. Invitation?
Hey, here's my invitation right here. Here, take a look. And I hand him a small piece of paper.
He looks it over suspiciously, but sees your name on the list and hands you a badge as well. You need to head to the third floor.
Hey, have you seen Cassandra? I believe she's supposed to be here this evening.
Third floor.
Third floor. Okay, thank you, sir. And I guess I push past him, but without any physical contact.
He looks slightly disgusted, but lets you go.
Grinning onwards, I move forward.
As Gideon and Connor enter the gallery, they pass through, or they walk by several humans as well as possibly some others. The gallery is filled with a mix of modern art on the walls as well as pedestals that hold small, unique looking, rather antique items. And they are heading towards the second floor stairs. So heading up to the second floor, they see more of the same. There are humans milling about, talking to each other, and there are more paintings. More paintings on the side and more of the pedestals hanging about. And they reach another bouncer heading towards the third floor, and he stops each of them as well. Badges? He looks at it very closely, looks you up and down, and then nods and allows you to pass.
I stayed fairly close to Gideon as we moved through the gallery, and I see him asking for the badge, and I pull out my badge, and I look at him, I look at my badge, and I say, "Hey, is this what you're looking for?"
He takes yours as well, looks at it very closely, looks you up a couple more up and down a couple more times than
Park
Gideon,
my item.
but eventually lets you go.
Hey, dude, I hope he doesn't find me too attractive. I walk by him.
He gives you back your badges so that you can come and go from the second and first floors up to the third floor, which is the VIP lounge.
I head up the stairs as I'm pocketing the badge again and look over my shoulder at another of my kind following close behind. Greetings.
Hi, hello, sir.
I am Gideon.
I am Connor. It's very nice to meet you. I see that you have been giving access to the third floor as well. I guess you have a special meeting or interest with the host, Cassandra?
Yes, I'm very interested in meeting Cassandra. And you?
And likewise, I believe she'd be very interested in meeting you, sir. Oh yes, I've been here. I've been appointed to come as well, asked by my good friend to say. I believe this party will be quite smashing.
As you enter the third floor, you see that it is even more by leagues luxuriously addressed than the first two floors, which were much more plain, modern looking. This one has large couches, throw pillows. There is a bar in the back in which you can see a Nosferatu is bartending, as well as a herd in the corner of humans lounging around. There are also several other kindred waiting Cassandra to speak.
I'd like to move.
I'll nod at both of them as they pass in.
I nod back in respect. I kind of try to find like a nice, quieter kind of corner to chill out and lean up against the wall in.
Yeah, I'm making my way to the bar, eyeing over the place to see what to make of this.
Cassandra waves and nods at everyone as the both of you come in, as well as to the rest of the kindred who are currently welcome. She says, "Hello, welcome. I'm so glad all of you could make it."
Good evening.
We appreciate the invite.
You must be Gideon, if I have any sense. And she looks at Connor.
I smile. As nice as I can. Give her a lovely smile. I nod. Hi,
I'm sorry,
thank you.
who are you, my friend?
Oh, I'm Connor. You may be familiar with my good friend. Jack.
Oh yes, Jack's child. Was Jack not available to come tonight?
Oh, unfortunately, terribly bad business he must attend. Couldn't make it, so he sent me as, hopefully that would be suitable for you.
Well, I'm very glad you were able to make it at least. Better one than none.
A pleasure. Mine, of course.
And Gideon, I haven't heard much about you, just some whispers on the wind.
Well, thank you for having me, Cassandra. I wasn't sure if my name was good enough to gain entrance tonight.
Oh, no, listen, dear. You young kindred are the real ears and eyes of the night. You're the fresh enough to understand the language of the humans and mingle among them unrecognized. Why would I want the dust of the elders here?
Well, I appreciate the sentiment, and I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Wonderful.
But I mean, I'm sure you've heard of the whispers have probably preceded me from Boston.
Nothing that I've heard of, but things have been busy here in Philadelphia. I'm sure you might have heard of.
Well, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to meet our prince.
Oh yes, he's a dear. He's new. I mean, he's new, but we'll see what comes of him.
Well, excellent. It was a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Cassandra. I'm sure I'll speak with you later tonight.
Yes, of course. Now, let me see. I think we should all introduce ourselves. Let's see, we have over here Anton, who has some special abilities.
Greetings, I am Anton. I am Clan Tremere, if you can't tell by the arcane symbols on my clothing. I am also a lawyer for their clan. If you need assistance, we might be able to talk and work out an arrangement.
Wonderful. And let's see, over in the corner is Anthony. Anthony, come here, sweetheart.
Ah, yes. Good to see you, Cassandra. Who are these gentlemen before me?
The newest ones we have joining us are Connor. He's a child of a dear friend, Jack. Very interesting Malkavian. And Gideon here, he's the new one. No one knows really much about him.
Ah, I see. Well, it is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Anthony Toussaint. I am a Toreador, if you can tell by my dress. But
Yeah,
it is
and
an honor
he's
to make your
a-
acquaintance.
Yes, he is an up-and-coming chef. I'm very excited to see his up-and-coming work. And he can still eat! Darling.
Oh, I must put on appearances occasionally.
It's such a sweet talent. Over here we have Decker. Decker, over here. Come on.
Why, hello there.
Yes, this is
Oh.
a friend of my bartender. My bartender, Benedict. You must speak with Benedict later. But, yes, Decker, tell about yourself.
Oh, there's not much to tell. I'm just a humble street rat. But if I must say... oh, you all look so lavishingly today.
Yes, alright, dear. Wonderful, thank you.
Thank you, my queen.
Yeah, alright. Now, go back to Benedict. Thank you. Roland, please.
My sire pretty much forced me to be here. Not much looking forward to it.
And now, Charmaine, come over here, darling. So tell everyone about yourself. You're just so sweet.
Well, there's not really much else to say except for my ladies and I.
Oh, she's so humble. Just look at this girl.
My ladies and I are here to perform for you, sires. As I look around at the rest of you gentlemen folk.
Yes, it will be quite a show. Trust me, I've seen it already. I can see it till the end of the days, till Gehenna. And last but not at all least, I do have my two precious darlings here. Now, they are a bit older than all of you, but I must introduce you. They are such wonderful friends. Over here we have Bill Abraham. He is one of you blue bloods. He's been around for, as you might say. She means I used to be a slave. Abraham stands in the corner, interested in every one of you, but has a very stiff back, stiff shoulders, very no-nonsense looking sort of kindred, and only nods at each of you a slight bit, but decides to stay quiet otherwise.
Well, it is an honor to meet you. Surely there is romance, I suppose. Not to belittle your struggles at all, but in clawing up from the depths of society to here, wherever we are now. In the grand scheme of things.
Yes, Bill has such a wonderful, interesting story. All of you should definitely ask him about it.
At mention of crawling from depths, and I glance over at Deckard. Just a small amount of disdain on my face.
Hello, sire. Fancy a drink, shall we?
I seem to already have a drink in my hand, sir, but
Oh,
enjoy your
I
evening.
can make you a better one, okay. See, we got a firecracker over here.
I will be brave enough to walk over to the bar and hang out with the Nosferatu for a little bit, mingle with them.
The last person you see in the room who Cassandra did not specifically introduce is a man standing in the corner. He's a bit haggard looking compared to some of the younger people in the room, and he stands staring at each and every one of you, watching you very closely. And I must not forget the specialist guest of the night. This is Avery Harden. He is the one who has contributed tonight's most prominent gift, a gift to me, my newest item to my collection.
Hi, Cassandra, you keep good company. I've seen this one around before a few times. A familiar face, I nod to him.
Avery scratches his cheek, looks at you suspiciously, and nods.
Some things I see, some things I don't see, but he's acquaintance. He's a known quantity. At least I know his name very well.
I see. Something.
It's important to be vague sometimes. You can't tell everybody everything you know.
Ah, yes. The air of mystery in your voice is charming.
Charming's not something I get called very often, so thank you for your kindness.
Anytime.
The Nosferatu bartender stands there mixing several drinks as one or two ghoul bartenders come by to grab a plate and bring them downstairs.
Now you two, don't drink these drinks. They're special. Slime scum to add the extra taste.
No, these ones are for the humans.
Oh, marvelously. I did want to make sure those worms were well attended.
Well, I could get you something, but I know it would just end up on the floor here. Cassandra wouldn't be very happy about that.
Oh, pish posh, it's a party! Have some fun, why don't you?
Oh, you know me, Deckard. Nothing but fun. By the way, have you had a good leer at the herd over there?
Oh, but none of them fancy the blood I need. Oh, you know the kind. The ones looking for a better tomorrow.
Honestly, that Siobhan over there, she doesn't need the methadone clinic for a couple days.
Oh, I've been eyeing her, don't you worry.
I will approach... Or the Nosferatu bartender. Sorry. Classes.
Why, hello there, gent. Fancy a drink?
I actually do. What would you say... What would you say the pride of your creation is? What would you say is your favorite drink?
You flatter me. I'll make you a special cocktail of my own creation. Let's see. Some rat tail, a little bit of sewage scum. Now, do you fancy the blood of virgins? Or maybe the blood of the elderly? No,
Second, as
maybe let me
hilarious
answer
as
that
you
for
are,
you.
honey, I take this job seriously.
Oh, right. Benedict over here was never much for fun.
Let's see, what were you, the chef?
Yes.
How's about an old-fashioned or a sidecar?
Well, when put it like that, I'm not quite sure what to say.
Well, I also have this bottle of rum back here. It really would, let's say, destroy a human stomach, as old as it is. You might like it, though.
Perfect, I'll try it.
Alright. The Nosferatu grabs a rocks glass, pulls out what looks like an ancient pirate jar of rum, uncorks it. A plume of disgusting smell emanates, and he pours what is an oddly purple drink for rum. Here you are, sunshine.
Thank you. I will use Auspex and my acute sense of smell to really get in this thing, see what we're working with here, what sort of materials exist within this beverage.
As he's smelling it, I'll be like,
Oh, smell up away! You wouldn't want to miss anything special I put in there.
You use Auspex to sense within the smell what could be going on, and all that you get is a very visceral imagery sense of being punched in the face by a man about 3 times your size.
Excellent. I'll take one tiny sip.
It's delicious.
Well, I must say, your choice was quite excellent.
Glad you like it. I've got about a whole sunken ship's worth at home.
Oh. Very interesting.
Interesting,
Yeah.
Benedict. You never told me about this ship. When did you find it? Where do you have it?
Deckard, if I let you on, I know I wouldn't find anything there the next time I went.
Oh, he's a kidder.
Only with my close friends.
So I'll grab my cane and I'll limp over to the bar, and I'll take that old-fashioned though.
My dear sir, of course. Benedict gets out a proper shaker and starts making a drink, pours it into a rocks glass for you, and slides it along to your hand. This has been one of my favorites since the 50s.
It is a classic for a reason. Oh, and very well mixed.
You're a flatterer.
The man of good
Sandra's
taste.
walking around, just sort of eyeing you all up and down, touching you gently on the shoulders and brushing your cheeks and trying to be a little seductive and just try and get your eyes.
Yeah, I'll go talk to the Ventrue who used to be a slave. So, what brought you to the party?
A sense of obligation. I need to be at these sorts of things at the moment to see how they turn.
To see how they turn. How do you mean?
It's unfortunate at the moment that in Philadelphia, the power fluctuation with the Camarilla is, well, it's hard to describe. There are some key players that I trust, some that I do not, some that are making names for themselves, such as Cassandra, claiming herself as the newest Harpy, and some that would have been better off. Well,
Gideon, at the sound of key players as he overhears from a few steps away, just kind of gravitates more towards the conversation, realizing that this is a kinsman.
I will follow as well.
it seems I've gathered a bit of a crowd here. I take it all of you are interested in our politics more than our social lives?
Politics are how things get done.
Sorry, was that?
For the clan, for Ventrue, I lift my little drink. Greetings.
For Ventrue. I will admit I have mixed feelings, but my sire was my freedom.
What do you mean by that?
As Cassandra so charismatically put it, I used to be a slave in my prior life. My sire was a white man, but he seemed to see something in me, and he wanted me not only for a rise and change for both humankind as well as kindred. Things were very complicated at the time.
Oh, I can imagine. But you seem to be saying something about current politics. I would love to hear what you had to say.
Philadelphia, at the time of my life, was also in some turmoil. You know your American history, I would assume. And now it's not really any better for us. Our prince has barely been here about 50 years, less than a century. Most princes have either been in position longer or at least lived longer. He's not even that old either. Not that that precludes a person from having experience or the right gifts, but all of us are concerned at some of the decisions he's been making and whether someone else, well...
Decisions such as what?
Well, he is Camarilla, so he has been making decisions you would consider are for the best of us, but there do seem to be some things he's doing that are precluding certain clans, which I am not a fan of.
Oh?
It's very complicated. I mean, perhaps maybe would rather enjoy more of the party.
Party will last. There will be plenty of party.
Oh, yes, there will be. Cassandra,
Yes, my darling.
I would like to bring my ladies up here just for a little bit of a show for a gentleman.
Oh, just a private one before we get started?
Quite possibly. Please.
Alright, yes, you know what, I think that would be perfect. Give me one moment and I'll go fetch them. Cassandra
Thank
leaves
you.
for a moment to go and fetch the rest of Charmaine's dance group. They come back shortly, and everyone is introduced to the visual of the show.
My ladies are all wearing the same appropriate outfits. Since it's a masquerade, they are dressed up in a tall rabbit-eared mask, little shirts, black shorts, little skirts, shorts underneath the skirts. My twin and I are wearing bustle skirts on the back of our little skirts that are long and flowy and ruffly. Mine has a bit of a blue sparkle to it, and my twin has a bit of a red flare to hers. And we started mingling around the characters, you guys. My ladies, about 5 of them, including my twin and I, makes us 7. And we start to just frolic about, and then we go back into the center and do a little bit of a salsa combined with each other in a group.
Are they just enough to eat? Anthony! Anthony, couldn't you just take a nibble?
Oh, sure, yes, I'd love a taste.
Well, hands off for now.
I enjoy the dancing show as I sit at the bar with the Malkavians, just enjoying the dancing girls. What's not to enjoy?
I'll
Yes,
wrap my arm
this is
around
what I
you.
wanted. An almost hedonistic paradise tonight. Yes, this is wonderful.
I'll wrap my arm around Benedict with, like, my right arm.
Like, oh, Benedict! Girls! Look at them. Aren't they delicious looking? Oh,
Did you
Benedict.
even ever have one in life?
Oh, Benedict, you old firecracker! Oh, that's why I like you.
I'm sure you don't find many down the sewer these days.
Oh, you find them, but they're not living anymore.
Neither are we.
True, but at least we've still got some locomotion.
We got some life left in us, I would say.
Alright, girls. Girls, I need you down back on the 2nd floor. Your dance will begin soon.
Of course. My character exits the room as well with the rest of the ladies.
Anton, was it?
Yes.
What did you think of tonight's festivities thus far?
Oh, our hostess has done a wonderful job. I'm very much enjoying myself.
Have you been
the
long in the
alcohol
city?
Oh, no, I have, in the city, yes, I have been, but I have not been undead for very long.
Well, those are 2 separate questions.
Yeah.
So tell me, how goes your pursuit of academics?
I am rising fairly quickly in the ranks of the Tremere. Not that I really should talk too much about that. Clan secrets and all.
And aren't the Tremere the most secret of them all? So, how is university campus? I would assume you spend a lot of time there.
Not so much lately. My studies are mostly done in private or with my sire.
And who did you say your sire was?
He doesn't get out very often. You likely wouldn't know his name.
Sure. Well, it was a pleasure to meet you. I'm going to go check on the other guests here. If I need to call on you, where might you be found?
I'll pull out a business card at that and give him. It's going to have my mortal information on it, my cell phone number, the firm that I work for nominally.
So we exchange cards.
Real quick, one moment. Before you all disperse amongst the party, and please mingle and look at the art, the artifacts. The artifacts are especially fascinating. You wouldn't believe how old some of them are. But do remember, we do have our centerpiece. It is, as you may have seen, covered in the moment on the 2nd floor, but I am so excited to reveal it. And Avery, my dear, will be giving a little speech about it.
So I'll approach our Irish friend. Good evening. I remember you from the stairs.
Yes, we had a brief moment of speaking. How are you?
Good, I didn't catch your name, sir.
It is Connor, sir. It's
Connor, that's right. I
Um,
apologize.
You said something about names. I don't remember yours. You didn't tell me, did you?
No, I don't believe I did. We were kind of in a rush to make our way upstairs, but I'm Gideon.
Gideon. Oh, nice to meet you. Cassandra said you're new. Nobody knows you. You just got here.
Well, we know each other now, and that's what it's important.
True. Hey, very well said, sir. Very well said.
But I am new to the city, yes. I'm waiting to make my acquaintance with the prince in the coming weeks.
Hey, I see. There's a lot of, chatter to say about the prince. I wish you well in your meeting, and I hope all goes well. Also, what brings you here? Why Philadelphia?
Philadelphia? Well, I made my way from Boston. Just looking for a new place to live my own life, if you were to say.
Are you a blue blood?
I am of the Ventru, yes.
Ah, that's what I was right then. Very good, very good. Alright, I don't know. I think she told you what my sire was, which makes me what I am.
Well, I believe, if I recall, Jack is all I got from that exchange.
Yes, he's fairly well known.
Not to me, not from an outsider, I would say. Tell me of your sire.
At the moment, Avery slinks away to the second floor.
I'm more interested about your unlife in Boston and why again you came to Philly, or why you left Boston, because I'm sure you had a life in Boston.
I did. I heard of new opportunities to be had. I'm a businessman at heart, of course. And there were some differences of opinion in Boston. So, I made my way here. So what is it that you do?
Well, I've always been a seeker of knowledge, and many like to hide their knowledge and hide the things, and I like to investigate and poke my nose around, and I like to find trouble, because, you know, my own life sometimes gets so boring. And this is why I come to beautiful parties as this, and I go all about and I try to learn all the things that everybody likes to keep hidden.
Oh, I like that very much. And the Irish troublemaking, it makes sense to me. Would have thought you have left that behind in your past lives, but...
Oh no, that and the drinking still continues, good sir. That and the drinking still continues.
I give a hollow chuckle. I raise my glass to him.
I raise my glass in return. I say, what is it kind of business that you be into now? I see we have lawyers, I see we have dancers, everybody's got the business nowadays.
Hostile takeovers were my thing back in my life. But now I try to diversify my assets and my ventures.
Well, hostile takeovers are probably the most fun, but not the safest. I hope you don't plan to come to Philly for a hostile takeover. I don't think that'll go well. I like to laugh.
I like to laugh as well. It's very not very often I get to share a good chuckle. Connor, I think we'll be good friends.
I hope so, sir. I hope so. And if I can do anything to help you feel a little more welcome to the city, let me know. I'd be happy to give you that welcome.
Great. I guess I'll hand Connor one of my cards.
Thank you. If I ever need you to hostilely take me over, you'll be the first I call. I promise.
You probably won't be the first to know, though.
You are quite a kiddo kipper. I like you. He's a good mate.
Gideon instantly regrets giving him the private investigator his card so he can, research him, but necessary evils and all that.
I would like to walk up to Deckard.
Why, hello there. Fancy a drink, do you?
No, not a drink.
Oh, is it something more naughty?
No, it's not naughty by any means. You're a Nosferatu, right?
Oh, and this one has the gift of sight. What hinted you to that conclusion?
You're actually the first Nosferatu I've ever seen, ever.
Oh, well, should consider yourself lucky.
What does that make me, chum?
Oh, you're just charming. Ignore Benedict over here.
I didn't want to distract Benedict from its job.
Deckard, I don't think it's easy for anyone to ignore either of us.
How do you get into a place like this while you look
Whoa,
like that?
what do you mean, you? Are you saying a ghoul of my stature doesn't belong here?
No.
Hey everyone! We have a clanist over here!
Don't make me break another bottle over your head.
Oh, maybe later.
Without humans noticing you, is more what I meant.
Oh, humans! Like they know about us. You can tell them we have the gift of telepathy, or that we can smell their dirty little secrets.
I was in a film once.
Were
Really?
you?
I was. I thought I showed it to you, didn't I, good?
No! What was it? What? You never told me!
Go on.
Why wasn't I invited to the screening?
Oh, it was a long time ago, but, it had pirates, things that... Yeah. Anyway, how about popcorn next Thursday?
Popcorn? Who are you?
Well, we'll get a human, cut its belly open, and shove it in. Same
Oh, you kidder.
I'm just gonna turn and walk away to the original.
Wait, friend, come back here. I'm sorry to bust your balls like that. I don't get many opportune times.
It doesn't matter. He doesn't need them anymore anyway.
This is actually the first time I've met others besides my sire.
Oh, a little bit of romance between the two of you.
No,
Must
not
be
exactly.
quite romantic.
I could stop turning everything into one of your fan fictions.
Fan fictions? I hardly read any fiction.
I know you spend too much time scribbling it in the bathroom.
Oh, that's not me. I told you. I was framed.
Oh, lies, lies, lies.
Anyway, friend, what brings you here?
Well, it wasn't really me who got the invite. It was my sire, and he decided to send me here. He couldn't make it, so he decided it's about time that I ventured out and joined society.
Oh, trouble in paradise. I understand.
Yeah.
We all have stories like that.
So, yeah, I'm just here to try and meet more of us and try and understand the whole way of living.
Of course, yes. Please, I'll show you everything. My dirty secrets, what I eat, how I eat, where I eat.
That can't be a
who
pretty
do I
sight.
eat. Here, let me fix you up a drink here.
And Deckard I will, like, flimsily try to do some flair with a bottle, like spit it on my hand, and dump it in the cup. And then be like,
Voila!
I try and feign impressment and take it politely.
Oh, you honor me, sir. I like you. You're good people.
Thank you, Deckard. Yes, I am going to leave now, though. I'm sure I'll see you around later.
Tell your friends about us. Goodbye.
Deckard, I need you to calm down. If you keep doing this to everyone, I won't have any drinks to serve.
Oh, my apologies, Benedict. It's a party! How are you not supposed to have fun at one of these events? It's been so long!
For you, maybe. I'm invited to a fair bit more few places than you are.
Oh, invited is the key word.
I suppose. Charmaine is down there getting ready for a dance. Avery, the NPC, the Malkavian that Connor knows slightly, has left. And I believe Roland also just left. So last on third floor is Deckard, Anthony, Anton, and Connor is still there, I believe. Yes, Cassandra is still up there, and Bill Abraham, the other adventurer, the one that was speaking about the politics of Philly, he's also staying there. He's not particularly fond of being there. He's being there for very personal reasons.
Yep.
Alright, so I'd say we are still on the third floor at the moment, but anyone who is on second floor and wants to kick up something, you can feel free to get that going.
So I'm gonna go to Cassandra, limp over to her, and I'm going to, offer my hand, for a handshake, kiss her hand, and say, "This is a wonderful party you've thrown, and congratulations on your position as Harpy."
Oh, Anton, sweetheart, I am so glad that you were able to come. Have you had a look at the artifacts yet?
Oh, not yet. I came immediately up to the 3rd floor to meet all of you, but I definitely plan on looking at the artifacts once I'm done up here.
I know someone of your clan will just be blown away by some of them. I don't even really know what some of them are. Most of them have been gifts, but I am just amazed that every time I see one of them, I just get a feeling from them.
What do you have down there that you know of?
Well, let's see. Off the top of my head, honestly, the best thing is to look at the play cards because that will tell you. Sometimes I can't even keep track. But off the top of my head, I do know there is a Haitian voodoo doll. And here's the interesting thing. There's so many myths about them being dangerous and evil and for pain and torture, but this one was actually used as a healing protection for a young girl. There's still her hair attached. It still smells. It's wonderful. And there is a small silver dagger. That one was made by druids, and as they say, I would never test it out myself, darling, but apparently it can stab a werewolf with it. One stab will kill a werewolf. And there's just so many more. Is there a particular subject you're interested in? Maybe
I'm just fascinated by all of your artifacts.
Yes, there's
You have built, from what I've heard, a wonderful collection.
Yes, I've had kindred travel from far and wide to take a look at my collection. Some of them always try and bribe me with a purchase. Once or twice I give in, only if they see the real passion in their eyes for the item. But if they're just another collector, I'm sorry, it is my collection.
Well, I will keep that in mind.
Yes.
Outside of your artifacts, though, how is your new position treating you?
Well, it's just beginning. That's what tonight is about. But I believe I have enough influence and status amongst this small city. I could have tried for bigger, could have gone down to DC, up to New York, maybe even all the way down to Atlanta, but there's something very lively about Philadelphia. Even this place, I could have gotten a far better gala for such a price. I didn't even pay that much, but honestly, you know what it is? It is the life on South Street here. There's real people, and you know what? I don't care what other kindred say. I love humans. Humans are they're so alive, and real art comes from them. I think us Toreador have a special gift, but there's just something about them and the things that they create, and you see it here live.
And so tasty.
Yes, they are. Have you seen my herd? Would you like a taste? They are all available.
I'm afraid not. It's nothing seems appetizing on that plate, Cassandra. I appreciate the offer.
If you do, feel free. They are my herd, but they are welcome to all VIP guests tonight.
I appreciate that sentiment.
Your hospitality is very appreciated. But I think I will go and look at your artifacts.
Yes, take a look. There is some also fantastic human artwork on the walls. It's very modern. It's quite a complication that I have a taste for modern human art and ancient human artifacts. Nothing new. These new occultic items some people draw, create, they don't have the ages to build them. They're not ready.
I would like to make my way to the 2nd floor and find Avery. Maybe not even approach him. Just I kind of want to see what he's doing. Kind of want to keep just an eye on him. Maybe I'll engage him. Maybe I won't. I'm not sure at this moment. But I do want to find him.
Avery is on the floor in a very vulture-esque way, not too close, not too far away, sort of circling the center pillar that has his gift that is covered in a red velvet shroud.
By looking at the shape of the shroud, do I have any idea? I mean, it could be anything, right? Do I have any idea what
you can see that it is about 2 feet tall. It looks roundabout kind of like a bust.
Or that nobody's getting too close, or...
He sort of looks like he's attempting to blend in, like he's just being a part of the second floor crowd, but he is somewhat furtively glancing over at the item.
Let's engage. And who else is on the second floor currently?
At the moment, Charmaine and her dancers, I believe, are doing some ambient dancing, not their proper performance yet. I believe Anton, Roland have also sort of begun mingling around in that crowd.
All right, yeah. Let's walk over. Let's go walk over to Avery. And as I get close to him, I just want to see what his reaction is, because he didn't give me the reaction that I was looking for earlier. So I want to see if maybe he's a little bit warmer this time. I'm gonna walk over, try to make direct eye contact. You know what I mean? Try to motion like I might be available for interaction.
Avery's still walking, doesn't really notice you even kind of approaching him. He accidentally bumps into Roland and sort of continues walking anyway, but still glances back at him.
All right, then I'm gonna try to fade back into the crowd and just kind of like, you know, look at the art around on the walls and stuff like that, and just kind of like, you know, exit myself from interacting with him.
Then the drink that I was given, I would like to hand it off to a butler and then head back up to the third. And would love to go and approach Bill. So you're the special guest here tonight?
Oh, no. That would be Avery. I believe he left a little earlier. He is the one that gave Cassandra his recent contribution to her gallery, gift of some sort. I wasn't particularly interested.
Do you know much about this Avery character, or no?
I know a little bit about him. He can be a bit of a troublemaker, as Malkavians can, but otherwise he's an understandable character in the community. He collects things. That's, I believe, his interest as Malkavians go. I haven't had to deal with him very much. I know he's communicated with many of the other Malkavian Nosferatu of the city, and that is about as far as I know much about him.
Cool. Well, how's your night going, man? How you doing? You're just kind of standing over here by yourself.
I don't like to talk about myself much, to be honest, but I will say that my position here is one of duty.
Like protection, or?
I take the Camarilla very seriously, and as the powers are not perfectly in place at the moment in Philadelphia, I take it upon myself to try and fill whatever role is empty.
You know, that's the second time I've heard of someone speaking about how the power isn't exactly filled here. What's new? Something going on with the new prince?
Well, he's only been here about 50 years. It's a decent time as far as humans go, but it can still be quite rocky for a kindred. He has elements that are not pleased with him, other elements I feel have too much control, that sort of thing. What clan are you, by the way?
Bruja.
Well, that's interesting. And you're interested in our politics. Camarilla? Anarch?
Anarch.
You are an anarch. I can sympathize with your point of view. I don't dislike anarchs. I just find that certain ideals of the Camarilla hold stronger.
Haven't been a vampire for too long, and yeah, I definitely feel that there are some things that need to be changed.
Yes, I can definitely agree. In fact, there are many kindred in the Camarilla and many in the Anarch that I feel are... We're basically brothers. We're the same ideas, just a different name.
Agreed. Well, I'm gonna go leave and join the rest of the group now.
Yes, well, I'll be here. Enjoy yourself.
You too. And then I go and walk with towards the rest of our group that we were introduced to.
Excuse me, Deckard, my friend. I have a question.
Hello!
I brought something a little special of my own, if you don't mind. Do you have any sway over the hors d'oeuvres that are being served and passed out? I mean, specifically, only the third floor VIP.
Hors d'oeuvres? The whores are downstairs.
I see what you have done there. I mean the appetizers, rather, the little snacks.
Oh, I'm not a bartender. I'm just here for show. Benedict, darling, do you know what the whores are?
I already said they're over on the couch. Most of them are already passed out from some kind of human-derived delinquency.
Excuse me, Benedict, perhaps you are the more proper person to speak to about this, but do you have any sway over the new, or the hors d'oeuvres, or the snacks, sorry, that are being served throughout, specifically the VIP room? I have a creation I would like to perhaps sample, see how people feel about it.
I believe you would have to speak to Cassandra about that sort of thing. She is rather organized and, what was the human word? Anal about that sort of thing. So the walk-in closet's filled with the food that's supposed to be served. If you want to speak to her about anything else, go see her over by her herd.
All right, thank you very much. I will go.
Benedict, you're so unreasonable. I'll grab the snacks for you. It's a party! I'll grab the snacks. Where are they? Just point me in the direction.
I don't need your filthy, soaking, pus-filled fingers over them.
Sir,
You
sir,
may try
please
one
excuse
if you
me.
like, Deckard. Would you like to try one?
Oh, most certainly, sir. You honor me.
I will. All right. I will bring out my chef's tools, and I will bring out a small, prepared. It's like Tupperware, but fancier container, and open it to reveal about 30 or so small, little red wafer, like thick, almost cupcake-looking wafers. Now, see, down in Mexico, they have a technique. Have you heard of the human treat known as a brownie?
Not at all.
Well, see, it's baked and it's fluffy. Well, they figured out a way to do it with blood, specifically pig's blood. Now, while that is rather flavorless, I've managed to put some different blood inside of it, like a gusher of blood. So, would you like to try it?
And I'll look at it, kind of pick it up with my dangling hand. Maybe like a skin flake falls off on it, and I'll look at it.
Oh, gusher. Oh, yes, I do like when they gush.
And I'll take a bite.
Now, if you find yourself of a refined taste, you may notice I fed the perfectly willing donator of the interior blood a delicious mix of spices and sugars just before the drawing forth of the blood. So those flavors should be coming out right about now.
Oh, it just tastes like blood to me. I don't know if you did anything special with it, but I think this is better than what I usually eat in the sewers. You know, rats, alligators. Oh, I'm just kidding about the alligators, but crocodiles, they are down there.
Well, thank you. That is the highest compliment I think I can expect.
Cassandra wanders over to Anthony. What do you have there, darling?
See, I have some delicious hors d'oeuvres that I prepared. Perhaps if you would like to sample one, to be passed out amongst the people here. No ulterior motives, I swear. I'll taste one myself.
Oh, I would love to watch you eat one first.
Oh my. I'll pick one up and eat one.
Oh, that looks just darling. Give me one. Give me one now.
I will pick one up and daintily place one in her mouth.
Cassandra tries to seductively eat one, which sort of passes alright as looking somewhat seductive. Kind of.
Oh, hubba! Benedict, we got one over here.
Deckard, I couldn't.
Oh, don't be bashful. I remember you told me before I got here how much you wanted to Suck her blood, bite her neck, and maybe nibble it a little bit. See what's under the curtains, if you know what I mean. Oh, don't mind him. He'll come around.
Cassandra licks her fingers clean and bats her eyes at Anthony.
What
You, my dear, are
so
such a wonderful chef, not only for humans, but for kindred. This is just fantastic. I will have to get you in touch with my people.
Of course, madame.
Dear, have you been down to the gallery yet? Or have you just been hanging around with this riffraff? And she Third and Beckett,
And
or
I
Benedict.
think she's talking about you.
the riffraff.
I passed it on the way up. I have not made my way down there, but I think I will now. And I'll...
Yes, make sure you check them out. They are just such fantastic pieces.
go down to the second floor.
Here,
oh, Lady
Anthony.
Cassandra! Would you like me to accompany you as well?
Deckard, how about you keep Benedict company? He does get so lonely. You know the her. They're quite quiet when they've already been filled with, you know.
Oh, I understand, you bitch.
What was that, darling?
Nothing. I understand completely.
Here, Anthony, was it?
Yes, hello.
Anthony, Gideon, I'm not sure we have formally met. You mind if I accompany you down to the gala?
But of course, do you have an eye for art?
No, but I have an eye for talent, so usually one and the same.
Very well.
So, are you big into the art world?
Most so with cooking, of course. It has absorbed my life, much like an embrace of its own.
The culinary arts, as it were.
The culinary embrace, yes. That really is my passion, although I have dabbled a bit in music as well, for I feel that when setting an appropriate meal, the atmosphere and tone can affect even the taste and the flavor of each and every bite.
Oh, tell me more. I'm going to kind of usher us towards, I don't know, some random piece of art on the wall as we speak.
Well, let's talk about cooking for kindred specifically. Now, with the more mundane human food, the really only thing that can be done there is arrange it in a sort of a fancy way in order to present the actual meal, the blood, of course. So, for instance, perhaps a dish of ratatouille made with a sauce spurting out from the noodles to perhaps appear as if it were reminiscent of an embrace or perhaps a feeding, and then presenting the blood in a similar manner around the platter.
I mean, this artistry of yours is really interesting to me, but I must say that I've lost my appetite for food long ago. What would you say to kindred like me?
Well, that is one of my great missions, to revitalize the culinary arts within the kindred society. See, I have been searching all around the world for different ways to prepare blood in other cultures. Specifically, I've found quite a bit in the more underdeveloped utilitarian countries that are willing to use really anything to survive. That struggle to survive really just comes out in the cooking, and it's almost as if a historical flavor imbues it with a beautiful, beautiful aftertaste.
Well, your words are lovely. I have not yet to experience your cooking, though.
Well, I have some orders
No,
upstairs.
I would have to pass. I mean, we're already down here. Why don't we take in the
I
sights
understand.
together?
Very
So
well.
tell me, have you been in the city long?
Not very long. I'm only a recent arrival. I've only been in for perhaps less than a month even at this point. Time ceases to lose a bit of meaning.
Well, it seems that we are in a similar situation as I have recently arrived myself.
Really? How did you get here?
By travel, by plane, and then took a cab over to the gallery. How about you?
Yes, much the same. I was able to fly in on a jet and recently acquire a hotel that really doesn't mind if you stay in during the day and don't show yourself too much at night. So I have just found myself here after a short cab ride.
So, where are you originally from? Where were you sired?
I'm originally from Los Angeles. You've heard of it, the city in California.
Oh, yes, the city of California.
Practically. I love the culture there. That's where I established my first and so far only restaurant, though I am currently looking to change that.
Then what brings you to Philadelphia from the City of Angels?
Well,
Seems a step downward.
I view it in much the same way, but there are always new recipes and new wonderful opportunities for learning to be found all over the world, and after learning pretty much everything I could in Los Angeles and leaving my restaurant in very capable hands, I feel like maybe perhaps starting in a bit of a less culturally refined city might provide a bit of a challenge for me.
Well, I see that you're up to the challenge.
At the moment, Cassandra comes walking down the third floor stairs and begins clapping her hands for everyone's attention.
Watch intently.
Everyone, please, I have something I want to announce. Alright, I see most of you have already been ogling the beautiful ladies here in their enticing costumes, but they have something better for you than just milling about. Alright, Charmaine, please, I would very much enjoy if you and your sister began your actual debut here at the Gala and Gallery.
I look over to Cassandra from a bit back away from her wrapped over artifact in the middle of the room, and with my hand, a wave of it, say thank you. It has been a pleasure. We will begin. Just a moment. And she raises her arms, looks around at the guests in the room, says, "Here, here." Give eyes to my ladies as my sister and I will approach. And she turns her head to gesture towards the back of the room. 4 long ceiling to floor ribbons, red ribbons flow downward. They're made out of silk and shiny. The 5 ladies she was with all approach the guests and just kind of wave their arms about, giving them a bit of a look at themselves, their bodies, gazing upon them with their eyes, hoping to grasp their attention. I and my sister approach from opposite sides of the ribbon. I take a respectful knee to my sister at the center stage. She leaps and bounds into my arms, and I raise her up to the first ribbon. She climbs with eager. She looks down at me and holds out an arm. I reach up, and I take it. She lifts me up to the other ribbon. We wrap the ribbons around our feet, and we look at the guests, smiling away. Then we reach arms out to each other, and we grasp them, and she and I start swinging for all of you to see, and we start hooting and hollering and say, come on now, a little bit of excitement down there would not be a bother. I thank everybody as I swing back and forth amongst the ribbons. My sister and I, we climb even higher now as we're swinging, momentum catching up to us. We kind of look over at each other, almost in a battle-like stance, as we angrily say aloud, and to spin into the night, this wonderful night the Gala has presented you and us. And they take each other's arms, we take each other's arms, and we push away, and the ribbons start to spin rapidly. Amongst the dimness of the room, you guys can now see sparkles, almost like stars, actually, emit from the bustle skirts that my sister and I are wearing. They kind of arc into the air and just fall amongst all of the guests.
Alright, Charmaine, I'd like you to take a roll of dexterity and athletics just to make sure it goes all the way through. You only have a difficulty of 5 because you guys have practiced this a ton, but you are a little nervous because you have the Harpy there. Very nice. So you blow the entire crowd away. Your final performance, however you would like to describe it, is just absolutely stunning.
I reach out to the crowd as we're spinning, and I take my bustle off and let it flow across the room, and as everyone looks up to see it just go flying, you can see pictures rotating around in the skirt, pictures of the moon and the phases and the stars. My sister does the same, but her skirt resembles the sun and the eclipses that happen upon the earth. And we take each other again as we grasp for each other perfectly mid-spin, and we make a little heart with our arms and say thank you. Thank you for allowing us to come.
I give a small clap of appreciation for the show. I nod respectfully and thankfully to Cassandra for putting on a great show and having this wonderful display before us. If I make any eye contact with any of the dancers, I'll nod to them and show appreciation as well. But mainly I'm waiting for the real show.
Cassandra claps her hands obnoxiously. Wonderful, my dear. I just absolutely loved it. Oh my goodness, it's just fantastic. And everyone, did you see that?
Very impressive. Very impressive.
Thank you, Charmaine. Thank you so much. That was just wonderful. She grabs her hand and starts shaking her arm violently.
No, it's okay, it's okay. We came here to make sure your guests are very much happy.
Oh, and I'm sure they are. If they aren't, leave now. Leave now if you didn't enjoy it. Everyone, I would like you to enjoy the gala and gallery a bit longer. I know you're all excited for the masterpiece that will be revealed soon, but I'm going to keep you waiting a little bit longer. Cassandra moves off into the crowd.
I clap my hands a couple of times, getting the attention of my dancers, and they all look at me, and I give them a couple of hand signals, and we kind of just group a little together amongst the crowd and start to communicate, talk a bit.
So, Anthony, what did you think of that spectacle?
It was beautiful, for certain. Although it's something about it seemed almost. I know it sounds strange for one such as ourselves to say something like this. It seemed otherworldly almost. Something about it. How did they achieve those effects?
If you had to describe it as a main dish, Anthony, how would you describe it?
Let's see. Something light and refreshing. Something juicy. Perhaps a steak, but not a heavy steak. A very light steak with a bit of filleted bluegill on the side.
Well, strangely enough, we were just told it wasn't the main course.
I wonder what is the main course.
Well, she spoke as though we should know what it was, but I am stumped as well. I was hoping that you had some insight.
No. I wonder, where is that other fellow that we were introduced to? The curly-haired individual.
Where did he disappear to?
He might know something about this.
Well, lead the way, young sir.
All right, let's go find him.
Avery slicks behind you slightly.
Hello, sir. I'm not sure I've quite introduced myself. My name is Anthony Toussaint.
And I'm Gideon.
What is your relationship with the hostess tonight, Cassandra?
He scratches his cheek again. She's been around for some time. She's made a name for herself. He looks around. And I thought I might give her something.
Ah, well, a gift is always well received, especially to someone trying to levy for any sort of position here. Would you happen to know anything about what she described as the main course for tonight?
I believe it would be the item I gave to her this evening. It's under that.
Oh, that was
market.
That was your gift.
Something over it.
The suspense is killing us.
Well,
Killing us dead.
I don't know. I know I know that Cassandra might be upset if I spilled her secret. I know she's
just between us,
dying
Avery.
to-
And believe me, as a chef, I appreciate the reveal of a proper dish, so I promise the secret will not be going anywhere.
Avery looks around again. He keeps his eyes on the different pedestals around the room. Well, it's one of those sorts. Those things she likes to collect.
So a human artifact.
No. This is not human.
Every word out of your mouth, Avery, leads to more questions. Please, do us this honor of just a little hint.
Well, it is old. It is very. It's older than I am. it is older than I am.
And not to be rude, Avery, but how old would you be?
That's a very good question. One I don't prefer to answer. I believe human women are like that as well.
Well, thank you very much for the information. I think
Avery starts to slink off, but he also stays nearby and keeps an eye on all of you.
He's an
I'll turn
odd
to
fellow.
Gideon. What do you think it could be? Do you think it could be? I'll whisper very, very low. Perhaps an antediluvian artifact. That long ago?
I can't imagine Avery being that old.
It's got to be something big if this is her big ticket to power here.
So what do you think it is?
We were just playing this game as well. I don't like to deal in questions. I like answers.
Questions must be asked to get answers.
If it helps any, Anton, Avery was kind enough to tell us that it's very ancient, that it's older than he himself.
And at the moment, in fact, Avery, by hand wave from Cassandra, are both heading up to the 3rd floor.
Not that I didn't ask, but it's not polite to ask in mixed company, so of course he did not answer me.
This is fair.
Tried to get one over on him, he didn't bite. But if we want some answers, maybe we should... I make a gesture, the chin point towards the stairs where Cassandra and Avery are. The chin point, you know.
Roll for your chin point. No players are upstairs other than Decker, who's staying back.
Well, we don't want him in mixed company anyhow. Scares the children. Scares the adults. Who am I
No,
kidding?
I said it sounded like everybody other than Deckard, who was already on 3rd floor, was heading that way, who's staying on 2nd.
I think it's best to keep everyone under observation, so I'll be following up to the 3rd floor as well, if that's where everybody seems to be going.
Let us go.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Onward.
So we head back to the 3rd floor bouncer and try and make our way back upstairs.
And while we're walking up there, I'm actually going to ask Anthony, so tell me about your craft.
Would you be speaking of cooking? As difficult as it is for a kindred to break ground, cooking has consumed me. I've always been passionate about it. It's something I've been craving to do, specifically for kindred, for almost since my very first day after my embrace.
I appreciate difficulties breaking ground, though I can't talk about it too in depth. I'm trying to do the same.
Oh, yes, I see. I forgot. You have an interesting craft of your own. Secretive in your pursuits of higher knowledge, but is there anything you can tell me? It's something that seems very fascinating to me.
I'm gonna like look to the side and kind of think.
It sounds like he wants some of these Tremere parlor tricks, Anton.
Perhaps it would be easier to show you. So with your cooking, have you brought anything to sample?
There is an open tray up by the bar right next to Deckard.
And I imagine it is for our kind, as opposed
Yes,
to...
it is made with 2 different types of blood, each a different consistency and flavor, so as to provide, as of right now, a paltry illusion of real food, but I'm working on it.
Well, I will actually grab one of them. I'm going to, adjust my tie a little bit. Before I take a bite, I'm going to say, sape defuncta. And I'm going to take a bite, kind of do the wine tasting face, and I will share. Probably not going to get as many flavor hints out of it as you would, but I'm going to share some biographical information about the guy.
Mhm.
You know, probably his race, his approximate age.
Interesting. You have perfectly described one of my employees.
I appreciate that you didn't, that you used an employee and not victim.
Yes. I find it's more convenient to convince people that a feeding is something else entirely, so you could perhaps get repeat customers, if you know what I'm saying.
So, Anton, do I take it that you do not enjoy the thrill of the hunt, then?
I'm not very skilled at the hunt. My magics are not conducive to public feeding. I tend to rely on herds.
But referring to the cattle as a victim, it's very vegetarian of you.
I understand. I am fairly new to the kindred world, and the impression I've gotten is that I will evolve in my thoughts in that, but as of yet I still feel a connection to the humans.
Definitely, as a Toreador, as stereotypical as it is, I definitely still feel a very deep affinity with humankind.
Anton, I would believe as a lawyer you said. It might be said that you weren't a human either.
The joke has been made before.
While that is happening, I'm gonna move over towards the bar with the wonderful Nosferatu, meanwhile keeping an eye on Cassandra and Avery. And
Benedict slightly, but not too much, whispers to Deckard, "Can you believe these puffs?"
Oh, which ones? The ones sitting at the bar? Or the ones standing next to me? Oh, God.
The only thing puffy about you, son, are your spores.
Oh, you know I have to file those every night. You didn't give me a chance.
You should have taken care of it yesterday, along with the rest of whatever that is. What is that sticking out of your shirt?
Oh, this? I don't know, quite honestly. I just kind of ignored it wasn't there. Oh, bother. Why am I here, Benedict?
I don't
Why
know.
Why are we alive?
Really, I don't know. All I do is make the drinks.
You know, Benedict,
Yes?
I'm gonna make you something special. Can I go to the back real quick? Do you mind?
Sweetie, the last time you made me something nice in the back room, I had to shove it back up where it came from.
Oh, you're going to love this one.
Darling, not here.
Oh, Benedict, you tease. Not in front of the guests. Please! I'm begging you on my knees!
You started it!
Oh, you stay right there, Benedict.
And I'll make my way over to, like, the chef line.
They're just a little freaked out. They think maybe you're a performer, and they're just a little bit surprised.
Well,
But
that
you
wasn't the
shouldn't
reaction
stick
I was
around.
Well,
Fail over a bunch.
yeah. Well, I'll just go back out and bring an empty plate. Like,
Benedict, I brought you something. Disappointment! It's your favorite!
Oh, only you, Deckard. Cassandra and Avery are chatting quietly in the corner.
So I look at Deckard. Hey, is that for us to eat? Is that yours?
For us to eat, yes. For you, a measly $5 in my hand. I might be able to give you 2.
2?
Don't listen to him. He'll swindle you out of your underwear. And you definitely don't want to know what he does with those.
Oh shit! I know. I forgot something this morning. Must have been my knickers. All right. Well, let me try one of these. What is it exactly?
Oh, some pig or goat or, yeah, spices and some whores are in there, I think. I think the horse slept with the pig, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh God!
Sounds
I
delicious.
I didn't believe I'd be partaking in that at all, sir.
Oh, it's
Perhaps you-
delicious. I had one. It gushes
Perhaps-
in your mouth. I think they call it a gusher.
Sounds very similar to the drink the New Jersey Turnpike. And I should know.
You should know. Have you looked at yourself lately?
Have you?
So is this what we do now in cities? We just go to parties and do no hunting? We just eat hors d'oeuvres made by fancy chefs?
No, go out on the street, please. Go find somebody, drag them down the alley, feed off them, and buy them french fries.
I don't party too much. Only with the methadone clinic. You should really go there. Oh, it's quite a party.
Easy pickings.
I shake my head and somewhat turn away.
Now listen, friend. If you're going to be a part of us, you got to be one of us.
I'm starting to realize I'm not quite sure if being part of this is what I want.
Well, nobody wants to be part of that, sir.
Oh,
Look at him.
Bosh. And oh, look at what we have here. A man in a fancy suit. How many of those do you see around here?
They always say that until they need some information.
Right? No, I bet he goes on his knees when he says that to
When I came here, I thought there'd be maybe more hunting, maybe more, I don't know, being what we are, sitting on the top of the food chain. Instead, we're sitting in a gala.
Oh, we're
Hunting.
civilized, darling.
Hunting? You can hunt anytime. When can you take in some of your own kind and see the sights? That's not every day. You can hunt every night.
He does have a point.
These sights, this big city does not interest me. This is not something that I...
Then why are you here, sir?
Big city.
Tell us.
Philly's not a big city.
And what does interest you in that case?
recruiting.
Oh. Tell us more.
I'm not sure if people who sit in bars in fancy suits are exactly the type of people that I want to recruit.
Then why are you here recruiting?
I was sent here.
Aye, we all have causes, don't we? What's your cause? What you recruiting for, sir?
Bruja with a cause. That's pretty much a stereotype. Cliche, even.
Didn't know there'd be so much bickering between the clans when I came here either.
Oh, do you think all the beasts are so
What the
friendly?
clans do.
I guess you're new.
Yeah,
What are
that's
you, new?
One way to put it. Yeah, pretty new.
You expect us to be monsters and you expect us to act like beasts and hunt in the streets, but yet you expect us to be civilized and friendly and not to bicker? Is that what you think? A beautiful beast, yeah?
I think that he would liken us to wolves. Beasts who hunt and dominate, but united as a pack.
There are far too many alphas here.
That sounds like some Garou shit.
Maybe my views are just a little bit different than what the rest of you go by.
I guess your views are all fine and dandy, but, what is it? You said you was looking for something in particular. If you're not gonna be out in the street hunting, what are you looking for?
Oh no,
Yeah, what
that's
are you
exactly
recruiting
what I
for?
plan to do, is to go into the street to go and hunt.
Be sure to maintain the masquerade. Whatever your endeavors are tonight that want to cause too much trouble. After all, we
That's
shall
the
all
fastest
probably
way to get a blood hunt on you.
There's no need to lift the veil tonight. We're among friends. Aren't we?
Yes, I guess I am
I'd say
being
so.
a little bit too hard on
Yes,
you.
Lady Cassandra has even so kindly provided us the meal.
And?
And the slaves, don't forget about us.
I don't think I've ever fed off, I believe she called them her herd. That's not something I'm used to.
Do you prefer your meals free range then?
Why go out shooting when you can simply go to the fridge? And I kind of gesture over to the couch.
If there's no fear, if there's no hunt, then there's no fun.
Well, you say this, but you say you've never fed from a herd. Perhaps you'll like it.
Hunger's hunger,
Maybe.
thirst is thirst. Why? why squabble over petty things?
You're right. Deckard, make me another drink. Maybe that'll loosen me up a little bit.
Oh, my good gentleman! I'd be glad to.
Take a look at that blonde one in the corner.
She's not my type. You know, I'd observe a classier woman.
What, obese?
I didn't mention weight. She could be classy and heavy.
I've seen you. I've seen you down the alleyways.
Oh, have you?
Grabbing the easy ones.
You know the type I go for, Benedict.
Easy.
Of course. Why sweat a little when it just delivers to you on a silver platter?
You're such a lazy asshole.
Look who's talking!
Benedict, good sir.
Yes.
Tell me some of the recent developments in the city. I'm brand new to the city.
Sweetheart, that would cost you at least 5 of my top bottles.
5 bottles? He insulted us! 10
No.
bottles!
Let's be fair. I only insulted you, Deckard. My apologies for that.
Oh, I see how you play here, sir. You poke the bear, but the cub is for free? Is that it? He's calling you a whore, Benedict.
I said I wasn't a whore, Deckard. You're the one that's upping the price. You'll drive everyone away. I didn't say what I'd give him for 5 bottles. Dumbass.
If Benedict is a whore, would that make you an overpriced whore, Decker?
Oh no, that would make me a prostitute.
Deckard, if you had wares worth 10 of my top bottles, I'd buy it off you, but you don't.
Or do I?
You don't.
Or do I?
I said.
She's absolutely right, though. I don't.
Deckard.
Yes.
If I was you, Gideon, I wouldn't be so quick to anger the Nosferatu if you want their information.
Oh, I mean, we're not angering any Nosferatu. They're our friends.
Not at all.
We are just... This is pleasantries.
Playful banter between fellow Camarilla.
I'm sure Deckard
Aw.
takes no offense.
Oh, very well then, very well. Carry on.
I'll approach Roland, and I'll ask him. Excuse me. Your views seem to be. How did you procure them? Have you always believed this in your own life?
My sire taught me more ways to freedom, I guess you would kind of say. We don't really appreciate oppression.
Interesting. And I remember you saying something about in the hunt, the fear. Without fear is not as fun. Would you say that perhaps the fear, the pheromones were blood, does that affect the taste at all?
Yes, I would.
Interesting. Perhaps I shall add a free-range person to my menu this time. The charade shall continue, of course. The veil shall not be. Trust me.
Deckard, Benedict, I'm glad to see that you put on your good clothes for this this occasion.
What?
Hello,
This is the
honey.
last thing I had left.
That's what I meant.
Oh. So, I think what's going to happen is that while all of you were previously chatting amongst yourselves, as well as with the bartender Benedict, Cassandra's going to start moving slinkily. Not well, but she's going to try to look sexily walking over to you guys and suggest that we all move over to the second floor with the exception of Benedict and Deckard to watch the reveal of the prized new item.
Never get to go to the fun stuff. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Sorry, Deckard.
Okay, I guess I'll tell Benedict here.
Benedict, darling, I need to go to the bathroom real quick. Do you mind watching the bar?
I'm alright. Go.
I'll give a modest bow, and then I'll kind of sneak off to a secluded hallway to where no one could see me and try the obfuscate? I don't know if I'm saying it right. Obfuscate. Hooked on phonics worked for me. But obfuscate, I'll do that and attempt to crash the party once again.
Here's the thing. You have to stick to the shows. If you do any action, if your character, play-in characters, so if your character made any movements, got excited, or anything like that, you're gonna lose your obfuscate immediately.
Deckard's a professional. It's okay.
Alright.
I actually feel bad that now we can't hear Deckard talk. Because if he talks, he breaks the illusion, so...
Okay, so I succeeded then?
You're standing in the hallway in the shadow because the entire gallery has been put in lower lights because Cassandra wanted it that way, so that the vampires with their pale skin didn't seem too obvious to the humans. So you're working out, okay, by the stairway.
Okay.
Minimum.
Okay, I will take that. Thank you.
Minimum.
So Gideon ushered himself downstairs along with the rest of the third floor attendees.
Cassandra basically sort of shooed everybody downstairs. She saw Deckard even by the stairs because she brushed his arm, even though he had absolute gate because it does not work with touching. She brushed his arm, saw him, but she realized he was far enough back that she didn't make too much of a fuss. And she continues downstairs. Avery was still already pacing around.
I'll turn to the people next to me and say, it's a shame that the Nosferatu can't be down here to see this.
Yes.
Such
Truly,
a shame.
Whatever it is should be seen by everyone.
So like earlier, when she was trying to get the audience's attention for Shemaine's dance, she claps her hands obnoxiously loud. Loud enough to ruin everything, right?
That was great.
Okay. Alright, so Cassandra is downstairs around about the same area that the dancers were before, and in front of the pillar that had the statuette that is covered in a red silk cloth that it has everyone's attention. And she is about to start announcing. So she's gathered some of the humans. Some of the humans are still downstairs, just mingling around. And but she's gotten everybody around. I think all of us injured players are nearby. Everybody, everyone, listen, please, listen. I am ready to introduce our newest item to my collection from my dearest friend, Avery. Avery, come over here, please. Avery shuffles over quietly and stands next to her. He scratches his cheek, as he often does. Please, Avery, will you reveal the item and give us a little bit of information, please? Avery looks at her quietly and doesn't move. Yes, well, okay, all right, I will handle this portion of it. Okay, yes. And she pulls the cloth off. What you see before you is a bust of marble stone. It is a satyr-type figure from Greek mythology. For those that might recognize it, is a Pan or a satyr figure with goat horns, some muscles, curly hair, the laurels and grapes that is common to Greek mythology, as well as the pan flute and the thick beard. So Avery steps up quietly, a little shakily, staring at the object, and begins explaining it to the crowd. This is a bust of the great god Pan. Well, the myth is that there was a wood nymph from Arcadia named Syrinx, who was a skilled and passionate hunter. And Avery trails off for a bit, stares at the ground, and then comes back suddenly. Syrinx would not have Pan despite his lusting. And so she took flight after he chased her. And when she found her path blocked by the river Layden, she prayed to the god of the river and asked him to save her from this lustful, mad god chasing her. And so the god turned her into a reed, a normal river reed. And when Pan caught up to her, he saw that she'd been taken by the god and changed into one of these normal reeds. And in frustration, he sighed deep, frustrated, could not stand that his quarry was taken from him. And in his sighing, there was a haunting sound across the reeds. Liking the sound so much, he gathered the reeds to himself and took them and created what are known as the Pan pipes. And from them sounds an unbelievable, sometimes joyous, sometimes frightful sound. When the sound is made from these pipes, it is sometimes melodious and charming. It'll gather people in delight, maybe even into a lustful frenzy. And at other times it causes a panic, the word that comes just from the god's name. My dear Cassandra, Cassandra looks at him confused, and he looks shy, but he motions her over. And he says, Cassandra, please, if you'll notice. And he points behind the neck of the statue that there's a little hole. If you would try and blow in this hole, this statue was created by a great composer. And if you blow in the hole, there should be a sound quite similar to the haunting sound that the god would create with his pan pipes. So Cassandra walks up close.
Can I see if I recognize this artifact now that I've seen it, and see if I know what might be coming here?
Okay, so you definitely get a very, intensely strong body feeling that, what Avery is trying to convince Cassandra to do into the statue may cause a little bit of an occultic feeling in the room. Everybody's getting a feeling that something's off about this thing, but not necessarily if it's, what it's gonna do. You don't know. It's really intensely strong occult power.
It's that weird smile it has.
So as Avery finished his speech, Cassandra starts walking up to blow into the whistle hole that's behind the statue. So Cassandra walks up behind the statue and walks up to the whistle hole that Avery mentions and begins to blow into it. What happens afterwards is both the most beautiful and disgusting, painful shriek that anyone has ever heard coming out of the flute. For the humans on the second floor, it leads to an absolute panic, like an immediate fire from God, lighting everything on fire. They just start panicking and running to both exits. For the kindred, it does not affect you directly, but you do need to be careful of any human interactions that could normally cause frenzy, such as being attacked, blood being in your face, those sorts of things.
Wow, that flute was definitely out of tune.
That was ugly.
That was fascinating.
That's unique.
We really all gathered here for this.
Yeah, I'm with. I'm
Start running
I'm gonna try and
over
slink
to the third floor.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and slink it.
The security guard is doing his best to stop them, as well as Cassandra, because they don't want them to see Benedict or Deckard. Many are running towards the first floor correctly, but they are still in a panicked mob, and they are slightly thrashing towards anything that gets in their way.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and slink up towards the third floor, partially to get out of the way of the humans, but also partially to help keep the humans from getting up there.
Okay.
Good idea.
I'll also go up to the 3rd floor, but I don't really care if the humans come up.
I'm just enjoying the chaos.
Yeah.
Is the artifact that she blew into just sitting there unattended?
It is still whistling the same sound constantly. It does not stop.
Right, but is anyone guarding it?
Did Cassandra stop? Or is she still going?
She's heading towards the 3rd floor. She's slightly blocked because the security guard is also freaking out. He's got like his hands on his ears. He's bent over. He has a little more willpower. This is affecting humans by willpower, which is lower than any kindred. But say a security guard will have a little bit more. So he's resisting it a bit, but he is still, and I think he's lightly cooled, so he's maybe had a little bit, but not very much. So he is having a hard time dealing with it, but he's dealing with it better than the normal humans that were just there. So Cassandra's trying to get past him, and the other kindred trying to get to the 3rd floor are going to be behind her. It's a small
in that case,
hallway.
I'm actually going to approach the statue, because this seems like it might be dangerously close to breaking the Masquerade. And I want to see if I can do something to stop this this noise from happening.
Okay. You start to think about some of the information you've learned before, but none of it's like really concrete. You just start to get some ideas about you need to stop it, but you don't necessarily know how.
Then I'm gonna kind of look and see if I can't catch the eye of anybody. Catch the eye of any of the kindred that I recognize and kind of like gesture, come on, let's figure this out. And I'm going to examine it.
Alright, who is running upstairs?
I am.
Roland is running upstairs. I think Gideon was?
No, I'm just kind of
Alright, Connor and
sitting on the
Roland are
2nd
running
floor.
upstairs. Deckard
Whoa!
is upstairs.
I never even moved.
I was
Okay.
enjoying the chaos.
Roland's
Yeah, I was
definitely running
enjoying the chaos.
upstairs. Connor, Gideon, and Anthony are enjoying the chaos. Deckard's up, or not by the stairs, and sort of probably enjoying the chaos.
Now this is a party.
Now this is a party.
I should show you how to do it. You apparently don't know what you're doing with this item. I can bet you I can do it much better than you could ever even dream of doing, my friend. Let me take a gander at it.
So you guys are also on the 2nd floor, dealing with these humans that are freaking out and maybe even clawing at you. That was why I wanted to give you at least being harassed. They're not hurting you so much physically, but they are starting to like pull away your clothes, upsetting you, that sort of thing. And you guys needed to make a decision about what you're gonna do.
I will spend a blood pool point to activate celerity, just to kind of really like quickly and almost like gracefully move through the crowd to the statue, or the bust rather.
Okay.
And I'd like to put my finger on the neck hole.
And I'm gonna follow closely behind him. I'm not gonna do anything, but I'm going to get ready to cast one of my spells if I think that it might help him. Which is specifically my make someone else spend their own blood points ability.
Again,
Okay.
I think I can do this better.
At the moment, Anthony is at the statue trying to cover up the hole in the back, but it is still making the noise. And the humans are still panicking, running around. They're beginning to pull the paintings down, ripping things apart. Cassandra has come, she is just running around. She doesn't know what to do. She's lost herself. She's just yelling at all of you to try and help her.
Storyteller, would we assume that this is a breach of some sort of the Masquerade? That we're kind of free to start running around at super speed?
At this moment, it is kind of in between. You could possibly do something that would break the Masquerade that maybe the humans wouldn't notice, but you aren't sure because they are in a panic, or they're in such a panic that maybe you think you could get away. It's sort of up to you.
So probably something that's kind of subtly breaking the Masquerade, not something big and dramatic and.
Yeah, picking up a car in front of the humans would probably still make them more panicked, and that's something they would report to the police. However, if it is something you can do generally in the Masquerade that a human in panic would have noticed, I think we can handle it.
I want to try to dominate the first human that, like, approaches me.
Okay, so there is a human that is sort of spazzing slightly on the floor, but coming towards you. They do have a little bit of strength to them. They're not a little girl, so you gotta deal with that.
I'm just gonna utter the word calm.
Alright, it does calm them. They stand still. And they do begin to back up, but they get knocked over and fall on the floor after another panicked human knocks them over.
I'm just gonna continue to do that to anyone that approaches me. And I'm gonna enjoy the chaos.
While that is happening, I would like to use my discipline of Auspex for heightened senses. Then I would like to use maybe a combination of alertness or perception and
I should,
occult.
real quick, have Gideon roll Charisma Leadership each time, because if you botch any of them, I should respond to that. So let's say one every turn. Or one every other turn, because most of them have actually fled downstairs. You've only got about 6 people.
You want to give me a rough difficulty? I mean, maybe I'll mix in some sleeps
we'll
there
go with
too.
6 as the general.
Okay.
Because they're humans, they're paranoid and panicked by the sound, because it is supernatural, but they're not overpowered.
And I'm, in the meanwhile, going to ask Anthony what his plans are, what he thinks he can do.
Well, it's a musical instrument, so maybe the flute, right? Maybe put our fingers in the holes of the flute. I've got nothing.
Well, we have to do something about this thing.
We do. I have no clue. This is obviously much older than I be. So, shit, your guess is as good as mine, bro.
And how old are you?
I'm gonna try and examine it. If I can't figure out something to do other than stick the hole in the original, like, neck hole.
What you notice is that there is this unnatural sort of vacuum around the back hole that's being pulled from the air into it, and then being there as if there was someone pushing air into it. But it wouldn't be easily stopped by a physical movement. There needs to be some kind of actual corruption of that pathway.
If you're done blowing each other, you can help us now!
Police are beginning to come by because they've seen this max outflux of about 24 humans running into the street in a mild panic, believing there's some kind of drug or nonsense going on.
Now, upstairs in the 3rd floor, was there like a three-part sink, like, you know, a proper like dishwasher sink?
No, more of a bartender sink that has, it's got a drain that goes out, and it also has one of those spigot items that has the press button for powering water.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna suggest, what if we were to take this upstairs and fill the hole with water?
Not a bad idea.
Because I'm wary about breaking it. Magical artifacts of this kind of power might cause more problems breaking it than they're currently causing.
Yes.
So I'm gonna start trying to, well, grab this thing and kind of wait for them to help me if.
I'll spot you.
Yeah, because.
So you're gonna pick it up?
I'm scrawny. Yep.
I'm not particularly strong either, but I have good.
If only we had somebody that was strong.
I mean, I'm not trying to help you guys, but I definitely want to start using Brawl just to clear a way for me to go upstairs. I don't want to be on the 2nd floor anymore. But if you guys follow, that's fine. But I definitely just want to clear out humans to be able to go upstairs.
So yeah, what I'll do is I'll tell Anthony. I see that I saw earlier that you possibly used the discipline of celerity, perhaps I can carry this statue and you make sure that if I drop it, you try and catch it.
Deal.
Oh
Well,
God,
so-
oh God, let me take the thing. You're like a bunch of children. Can I
I am
lift
an
it?
intellectual.
I'm a chef.
I will carry the damn thing.
By Connor's strength alone, he doesn't even need to roll. He's fine. He can carry it.
Alright,
And
cool.
about
The
me
buff Irish
forcing
man.
my way upstairs, do I need to roll anything for that?
Carry-
No, like I said, all of the humans have started running out the street. You guys might need to worry a tiny bit about the police force that's showing up and starting to look into things within the next 15 to 20 minutes, but I believe you guys are a little bit busy, so you can all worry about heading upstairs first.
Yeah.
Cassandra is behind you,
Alright, cool.
shrieking
So-
and like just losing her shit.
Maybe the chef can cook the artifact.
What was the bartender's
So, yeah.
name again?
Benedict.
When I get upstairs,
So-
I'd like to tell Benedict to get the fuck out.
Oh, okay.
And I'll run up there and I'll get the water running.
I will
So-
follow them as they're trying to make a path for me while I'm carrying the artifact.
So as everyone's running upstairs with the item and Roland yells to Benedict, get the fuck out, he goes, who the fuck are you?
Benedict, everyone downstairs just ran out of here. I'm assuming it's going to cause attraction or attention, sorry. And you might get blamed for this whole thing if someone comes up here and sees you. And the last thing I need is for humans to find out that all of us exist. So if you could please leave, that would be great.
Alright, sweetie, only because you asked so nice. And he walks into a back room that's connected to the third floor.
Wait, so there's humans coming? Humans up there?
No, there's no humans upstairs, it's just that Roland's been bugging him about humans and he feels okay enough to leave.
Gideon, when everyone runs upstairs, I'm gonna start calming and mesmerizing and wiping memories.
If anyone looks outside, there are about 3 police officers trying to stop people, but they are actually just running so fast and so hard that, and between all of the cars that are pretty much at a non-stop traffic flow / stop on South Street, they have no really control over stopping them. Okay,
There we
so
go.
y'all
You're
are
back.
heading up to the 3rd floor and to try and take care of this problem. Police are now less concerned about the humans who have disappeared forever. Stop it, Gideon. And they are walking in onto the 3rd floor.
I'll go in the bar room as well, so they don't see me. I'll just shout,
Benedict! Benedict, where are you?
You told me to go into the closet again.
But you just came out of the closet.
I know, make up your mind.
and I will ask my friend,
Is there any way out of here? We're gonna have a party and I don't think we'll much like this one.
Look, you can take the stairs straight down and then out into the back alley.
Okay.
and I'll do that.
So Decker takes this off.
So
Like
where do we have this statue at this point?
I believe everyone's on the 3rd floor except for Roland, who's trying to hold off the cops, and all of y'all are trying to figure out what to do about the
I
whistling
think
and
I think we're just gonna try and fill the back of its neck with water and see if we can't stop
Gargle it.
all of the flow. Yeah.
Alright, so you take behind the bar and you use the actual bartender's high-powered water system for the back of the neck. It begins to chip at the back of the neck, and oddly enough, you hear it sounding distorted, but it isn't stopping fully as the plaster and the marble and the stone starts to chip away.
As it's breaking, I decide that it's not worth fixing or trying to stop, and I decide to completely break it.
So So you get like a good chip out of the stone bus, and again it starts to sound funnier. It's not as strong. You even hear from the street people the raucous that you heard earlier is starting to break down a bit.
Tell Connor, try it again. And I'm going to put my hand on his back and say, Servi me voluntati. And make you spend 2 strength points, which is, so you can spend more than you're usually able to.
Imbued with greater strength, I roar out. Then roar out.
There we go.
Yeah, kind of quietly roar out. Oh, that was Gideon wiping memories.
Oh,
Ah, damn it, no!
I took the good rolls. Sorry, guys.
Thanks, bud.
Oh.
Thank you.
Wait, is that
One
still
success.
one success?
That's one.
One
One
success.
success.
And
It's still one success, so the neck is nearly broken. And the screams and ruckus from outside is nearly done. The police, you can hear them, they're on the 2nd floor.
Considering I'm not in here, I am going to go down and see if I can assist Gideon with the police, if perhaps he's busy wiping memories, if he fails to notice the police.
Yeah, I'm waiting for them to come to.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm also waiting.
I'm literally playing the Men in Black right now. just look right here, please.
I guess I could try smashing it again with a even greater difficulty, but I will look for a heavy object behind the bar.
Alright, the item is nearly broken. The whistle is just a quiet, haunting tune, and you can just hear a little bit of humans on the street starting to act slightly riotous. Like, just something upset some people. Almost like a gang came through and started throwing things around and started getting people excited.
We found our story.
After the first hit, that's last thing I said. Second hit, you finally break
that
in
was
half.
both of our perception street. That was both of our perception streetwise checks.
Yeah, so that's a combined troop effort. So the first one broke it a little bit. You still heard some wailing, and then after that, you finally broke it in half, and the whistling stopped.
Well done. Aye, that was more difficult than it should have been. Damn old tough bastard.
Shame to break such a nice artifact.
True, good sir. I think we ought to make an
in
exit.
the corner, whimpering, just not knowing what to do. She's just all out of sorts.
I think I'm
All
gonna go
over her
downstairs and
have just passed out because they were so drunk or full of drugs.
Not my problem. I want to find an exit.
Bill
what,
is also gone. Should have mentioned this earlier, but I got a little bit messed up in between. Avery did disappear. I had rolling for him. No one asked, so.
So what, because earlier I said that I was looking at the artifacts. What artifacts downstairs did I see?
Hit the Skype button.
She already mentioned the voodoo doll, a small silver dagger. There is also a painted wooden Rosicrucian cross owned by Alice Crowley. There's a small papyrus roll tied in a ribbon and was said to belong amongst the archives of the occult anthropologist known as Beckett. And an onyx necklace owned by a blind madman whose prophecies were said to always come true. The other ones would just be normal human artifacts.
Okay, literally what I'm planning on doing is seeing if maybe I can't abscond with one of the smaller artifacts now that,
Everything's gone crazy.
Cassandra is, yeah.
This is still on the 2nd floor with all the relics.
And, okay, so...
I think 3rd floor, everyone's just exhausted. The people are out on the street, and the police were trying to come up, but Gideon and Roland have been stopping them.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, what I want to know is, because I'm
statement.
probably only going to grab one thing. I'm curious which, I'm curious what I think they do magically, so I know which one I would like to grab. You know what? I think I might actually just go for the voodoo doll, because she told me what it was.
Okay. So that was, earlier, or near the front of the 2nd floor, where Gideon has just dropped some policemen, telling him it's okay, go to sleep. And there is a small raggedy doll with a small strip of dark hair attached to the head of it.
Okay.
And the feeling you get from it is good, benevolent, safety feelings. There's a couple symbols on it you do recognize as being used for protection and not danger. So you see that there's some potential in it. Okay, so Gideon is aware of Anton doing something shady, but doesn't, like, he kind of sees that he's, doing something near the objects and can probably infer what he's doing, but doesn't necessarily know exactly what item he might
goes in my pocket.
Yeah.
It goes in Gideon's pocket.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. I expect nothing less out of character.
Just for clarification, I'm not dropping cops. I'm giving statements to police officers.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were going to do dominate, like...
No, I'm dominate, mesmerize, and then implanting stuff.
Okay, so they are seeing a scene that something went wrong, possibly drugs, other people...
No, I'm literally asking them about every good memory they've had, and then implanting myself in that memory.
When you got that bike for your birthday,
I gave it to you.
I was there.
I gave you the best present on your third birthday.
Wow, that's
that's what Gideon's doing.
In your life.
Yeah, mine was a little bit
So
different.
you're using mesmerize.
Yep. Can I roll my 8 dice now?
Alright, let's roll manipulation plus leadership.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Their willpower, each of them, which I'd like you to roll 3 times, you ran into 3 of them, is going to be a willpower of 3 each time.
Oh, well. I have it set to 6, but it's going to be a lot more. Alright, 3. 1. 6 successes on the first one. 4 successes on the second one. And 4 successes on the third one.
Look at you go, son!
Okay.
Okay, so the police officer are believing Gideon's reports. They might feel, a little fuzzy the next day, like, what did happen yesterday? But in general, they're going to feel pretty comfortable with what they were told.
So, do you want me to clarify what they've been told?
Yeah, you can go ahead and give us a little bit of actual roleplay there.
Okay, so these police officers now believe that Gideon has been present in every positive memory that they have, that they will report any strange findings to Gideon's throwaway cell phone, and that nothing really was going on here. It was just a raging party, and people were running down the street.
I could almost.
I'm just imagining like one of those police officers like, dinner with like their extended family. It's like, hey Dad, do you remember Uncle Gideon? And he's like, no, son, I what?
Just want to remember what it's called.
He hasn't gotten much older.
He looks great.
He has aged so well.
They also
has done wonders for his skin.
And they also owe me a bunch of money. I've loaned them money. I mean, I'm not asking them for any money, but they definitely remember loaning, me loaning them a good deal of money.
You funded their Vegas vacay.
Their honeymoon, where I also introduced them to their spouse.
Wow.
So, oh, that's good. We got music again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, it is good.
Much better.
I didn't mean to make it so creepy.
Well, I mean, this is good to go out on, I think.
Yeah, it's ominous but peaceful.
Much like the idol.
Yeah.
So, storyteller,
Yes. All right, so the police have begun listening to Gideon's story. Even the other police officers that were starting to try and come up and see what was going on, they've been pushing them back, going, no, we've already got our statements. We understand what's going on. Most of the people have already left. We don't even have any more people to get statements from. They've started filtering back, and they're going to head back to the station and just write up, bad party gone wrong, even though the next day they'll then go, why didn't we get more information? Cassandra is left in the corner, just she's just really upset and being patted down by her herd. Avery and Bill Abraham have both disappeared. Charmaine left way earlier with her troop. The rest of you are left. Benedict is standing in the back, wondering when he can come out. That's just about it. The rest of you can either try and maybe speak to Cassandra or head out on your own, speak to each other, try to figure out what's going on, what you want to do, or what to do about the rest of the fragments of the artifact.
Well, I know I definitely want to get Anthony's.
Yeah, I'll go let Benedict out.
Did someone say my name?
Yes, I definitely want to get your card at the very least.
Yes. I'll give you that, and then I'll fancy and embroidered. It's got time for a TV show. I'll go over cooking with Anthony, with Tonio. I'll bring it. I'll approach Cassandra. How is she doing? Listen, Cassandra, I'm very sorry.
Anthony, come here!
I'm here. I'm here, baby
girl.
Now listen.
I'm so sorry. Jim wasn't supposed to go this. Did you see that rat? Which way did he go?
I was looking for him. I never found him. But
Find
at the very least, if it may not be all positive,
Anthony.
this party will be talked about.
Anthony,
What a party, guys. What a party.
Anthony, find him. Find him for me, sweetheart. I will make you a king in this city.
Wow, alright.
Prestation.
King of the chefs.
She's in charge of Prestation.
This is
I
true.
think that's like an anime.
Attack on Guy Fieri. Let's see.
He's untouchable.
I don't think it really needs to fight that too hard.
Yes. No, I did not see where Avery went, but your enemies, or at least one, has revealed himself to you. At least their agent has.
I do. Is that Connor fella here?
Somewhere. He helped to stop the noise, I believe.
Is he still here?
He
knew how to stop it?
He went up with the statue and...
He stopped it.
That is unfortunately...
You weren't up with us?
All I saw. I left halfway through that process.
Oh, okay.
Downstairs to see if Gideon, needed any help.
He was helping me with my 3 god kids.
Undeadly.
I was watching Gideon mesmerize cops.
No, he was watching me with my god kids. I mean, they're all my godchildren now.
His god kids. Is Connor still in the kitchen?
No, I'm actually, dude, as soon as I broke that, and the interview with the cops, man, I was out the back door. I'm haven bound.
Alright, yes, I will be, I believe, taking my leave. However, Cassandra, I will do a little mock bow and then kiss her hand.
Ooh.
It has been an honor to meet you.
My dear, if you find the person who did this...
Yes.
Yes.
I think I'm also gonna quickly go to Cassandra and say, I'm terribly sorry for what's happened. Probably after Anthony's left.
Yes,
But thanks for the doll.
Anton, you helped so much. Please, if you find that disgusting scoundrel.
Of course. And if there is anything that I can do that would help you deal with the fallout of this terrible circumstance, please do not hesitate.
I have my resources. I am fine. Please, just.
Very well. Okay, and I'm gonna walk out.
Can I go let Benedict out of the closet?
Did nobody read my Twitch message? Just that should be the end of the scene. Hello? 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 Can I come out?
I left a long time ago.
Deckard's already back in the sewer somewhere.
Yeah, I bailed out.
Somebody remind me for the next time that Revolver is on AMA, I want to hear about his haven. Like, as a viewer, I want to hear if it's a nice sewer, or if he has a dumpster somewhere that he like changes his one pair of socks.
It's like the pirate part of the Ren Fair, but underground.
I think that'd be a great question for a viewer to ask. Before we end the scene, I do want to give Cassandra my card and say that police are all taken care of. All the humans that were left don't remember a thing, and here you go.
She takes it and holds it close to her breast and says, "Thank you, Gideon. I will make something of you."
Yeah, and I'm gonna go.
So will I.
Go back to my haven and start examining my fancy new toy.
I'll have to go back to the hotel. I can't fly to LA right now. Ah, well.
Thanks for the doll.
As Gideon leaves, he starts flick. Actually, I have a business card right here. The Tremere's business card. Just kind of got a hot number.
That's awesome.
Good show, boys and girls. Good show.
Great show.
Yeah, so I guess we'll do the wrap up. So what I'm gonna do is let everyone go around the table, just give whatever props that you need to do. All right, Zabani, thank you so much for playing. It was an honor to have you, buddy. Any plugs you want to make tonight?
Got nothing. I'm just here for the fun.
Excellent. It was awesome having you, Silver.
Yeah, I have nothing to plug. I wish I was affiliated with something. But yes, it was so awesome. This was amazing. It was great to play with you all. So fluid. Saw lots of people talking about the chemistry and agree. It was awesome.
I'll plug for Lava Cookie Love since she has left us.
Yes.
Lava was awesome to have her. I can't wait to see her next week. Char, you want to say a few words, buddy?
Yeah, I got nothing to plug. I don't really stream anymore, but I mean, hopefully you guys come back next Tuesday and we can do this all again and have a lot of more fun.
Spira, thank you so much for storytelling for us today. This is an awesome experience. Really appreciate
I had a
it.
lot of fun, and I hope it wasn't super horrible because I haven't done this in forever.
Freak Show.
Hi, thank you for viewing. Plug in Discord. I just put that in chat. If you're a viewer and you've got ideas and suggestions, please pop into the Tabletop Tuesdays chat. Please let us know your thoughts on what we can do to make things better. I'd also like to plug myself shamelessly. You can follow me at www.twitch.tv/freakshow. That is also in chat. Look forward to seeing some new faces in my channel. And most importantly, thank you everyone here, both on stream and off stream, for this show and the audience.
I mean, would it be too much to ask for Revolver to literally take a bow? Is that?
Come on.
Yeah, there it is.
Thank you.
There goes the
You
headset.
outshine my supposedly charismatic Nosferatu.
Revolver, it's been a blessing and a curse to have you tonight. But you are definitely a revelation for our roleplay tonight, and thank you so much for setting the bar so high for us. Please say a few words, plug yourself.
Sure. I also stream Revolver C at Twitch. You can follow me there. I would just like to thank everyone in the chat for coming. It's been a lot of fun. You guys definitely made the experience much more enjoyable. And thanks ClarityGGTV as well as everyone else for inviting me. I've always wanted to do something like this, but I'm horribly organized, so I'm glad to be a part of it. So thank you again.
And guys, I just want to thank everyone that has tuned in tonight. You've been all amazing. Thanks for all the support, all the follows, hosts. It's been unreal. I can't wait to see everybody back for next Tuesday. And again, I'm Clarity. There's been all sorts of things playing, and you're in my channel already. Just hit the follow. See you back next week on Tuesday night, 9 o'clock. And I'll be on tomorrow doing some random stuff. We'll see what happens. Thanks again. See you next week.
Awesome.
Are we offline?
Are we up?